Hey, Jen here. So I want to tell you about our definitely not an ordinary day. Our pods have come and we are ready to start filling them and packing them. But the cool thing is we watched some videos like beforehand that talked about U-Haul not really having great communication. So we were very nervous that we're not really sure like how this is going to go or anything like this. I'm here to tell you I highly recommend them. Now, mind you, we don't have the boxes back yet, but so far it has been great. Like they have relieved so much stress from us. So again, I want to recommend them to you. Ahead of time, we had booked these. They had communicated to us, like originally we wanted to have the pods in the road. They said, you might want to check with your city because we've had them towed. I contacted the city and they said, absolutely cannot be in the road. So we switched it with them and put it in the driveway. So about a week ahead of time, they were asking for a photo, which we gave to them. And so they said, as long as we have a photo to say where we want the pods to be, then we didn't have to be here. So I left work on a Wednesday on April 28th, I believe it was. And they had said they were on their way. And we could see where they were, their location. It was reminds me of the Amazon, your package is 10 stops away. So it was cool to be able to watch their location and we could watch them pull up and we are ready to videotape. So I will show you them driving up to us. So as you can see, they have arrived and they are putting the pods in the driveway. This was a fun process to watch. She definitely knew what she was doing and making sure that she put the pods where we wanted so we could still get in the garage, but also not hitting the fence or anything, which we were very grateful for. The grass was wet, so she was nervous about her thing getting stuck there, but she was able to maneuver it. Hey, I'm going to show you the inside of our U-Haul box that we got. They told us just to put this to the side. It should stay open. And then they gave us all these pads to use. There's about, I think they said 20 or 25, so we will lay these down. But the box is actually a pretty good size, so we will be filling these up here soon. The trouble that I had when booking the pods and watching the videos is I really wasn't sure how many pods we would need. U-Haul gives you some information about like how big your house is and or apartment and what size you might need. But to me, it's like everybody's stuff is different and how much you have and everything. And so I was hoping with me doing this video, you would be able to kind of see what I have, even based on other videos and how many pods that I use, that maybe this could help you decide how many pods would be right for you if you also chose to go with the U-boxes. I will say my one complaint is these pods are not supposed to be over 2,000 pounds, but I'm really not sure how you're supposed to know when you reach that 2,000 pounds. So back to the really great communication. The lady who dropped the pods off to us has worked in this area for 11 years. She seems to be very familiar with how the process goes. She gave us tips such as like all the blankets that they give you. It's like, I think 20 per pod. She said use them, 100% use them. The first thing to do is put 1 or 2 at the bottom so that way your stuff isn't sliding around. And then, put your heavy stuff in the middle, make sure the light stuff goes on the top, And she's like, if you have the blankets left over from, not wrapping it around stuff so it scratches, put it in between things, because basically the stuff is going for a ride and it's going to shift. So you don't want it to fall all over the place. So we were doing that. We got the pods all packaged. The first one, you'll see in our time lapse towards the end, you might see that there's a box up in the pod, there's a box on the ground, and then I put a box back up. Unfortunately, that box hit me in the head. So I should have taken better advice from her and made sure that I put some blankets around it so it wasn't going to fall. So after I put it back up, I definitely made sure that I put some blankets around. So I'm hoping that when we go to open it, that box does not hit me in the head again. I know one of the things that reduced how many pods we needed was we weren't taking any appliances. So our big items that we had was a couch, and thankfully it did come apart. So the bottom was one, and then the cushions at the top were another section, and then we had the smoker. But a lot of our other items like shelves and desk all broke down really well. And then we did have some bicycles, but really like end tables, things like that, just that didn't thankfully take up a lot of space. So I believe that's why we used just the 3 pods. So again, the more stuff you have, the bigger items you have, it is definitely going to take up a lot more space. So just some more things to keep in mind. So again, we got all the pods filled. We only ended up using 3 of the 4 pods. On Sunday night, they called us to see if we were ready for the pods to be picked up, because they were scheduled to be picked up on Monday. And we were. They put our scheduled time from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. They were apologetic because it was going to be so late. And honestly, I thought it was great that it was going to be later, because we still had a pod to just make sure that it was filled, and then we could kind of look around the house to make sure we didn't forget anything. And I will tell you, we locked that last pot up 3 times thinking we had everything. And then Monday came, and she was supposed to be here again between the 6 and 8. She called us just before 6 o'clock saying that her truck had broke down earlier in the day. She got it fixed, but unfortunately it would be after dark before she would arrive. And she didn't want to hassle with our driveway after dark, which I don't blame her. It's, as you can see in the videos, it is not the greatest driveway. There's a tight area that you have to go through. So we wanted to make sure that she was able to get it. So anyway, she came first thing Tuesday morning. No worries at all. We put air tags in each of the pods because we just wanted to basically know where they're at. And honestly, it was a cool thing. Like, now I can see today that they left our area and they're almost out of Michigan. So just being able to see this process, and like I said, the communication has been amazing. So if you are thinking about using U-Box, definitely recommend. This was the least expensive option that we found, where we didn't have to actually drive a truck out. So again, give them a try. The communication has been very good. We have had 0 issues with them. So if you're thinking about it, or if you've used them, let me know. Like, I would like to hear what your experience is. And if you use them in the future and you have the same thing, please come back and let me know if this video was helpful for you.